Hey everyone, welcome to today's show. I'm Frank Oliver, your host with Wildlife Action, and we are here in Zion, South Carolina on a very special hunt. Today we're doing our youth hunt that I mentioned to you on the last program, but we've actually added a couple of special things about the hunt. Number one is we've incorporated a couple of guys that's come up from Florida, some first responders that's been doing all this hurricane relief from Hurricane Ida, I do believe. Yeah, Ian, there we go. Hurricane Ian, and they were in town, and we wanted them to participate in this hunt as well. But beyond that, this is a very special hunt in memory of a special young man, and I have some guests here with me who are going to talk with me about it today. So first, let me introduce our guests. This is Miss Laura Ann Barnhill and Mr. Danny Barnhill. And they are the parents of someone you might know that I've heard many great things about, for a long time, Bryan Barnhill. Now, Bryan was an exceptional young man who loved outdoors, and we were speaking earlier about, there was a number of things that impressed me about Bryan, but one of the biggest things that impressed me was we were talking about hunting. And Bryan was an exceptional hunter, very accomplished hunter, and you'll see on the program a lot of the special animals that he's taken. But he loved to share his knowledge and passion of the outdoors with other people, and especially kids. So because of that, in his past, and his family and his parents here had decided to sponsor one of our youth hunts where other kids can come and learn about the outdoors in memory of Bryan, and we're super honored that you guys would do that for us with Wildlife Action. You're welcome. Another thing that really impressed me when we were talking earlier was not only was he a great hunter, but he was a great Christian man, you know. And anybody that appreciates the outdoors, I think certainly has a belief and appreciation of the good Lord, because you can't be in the outdoors without it, you know. Certainly. So, and then one of the other great things about him was when you see these pictures of some of these deer and these fish and these turkeys and all that this fella took, man, amazing. I believe what he had one of the records, right?
Yes. With Horry County.
Horry County.
Non-typical.
Do you remember what that deer scored?
173 and 7/8.
Wow, man, that's pretty amazing, pretty awesome. So what would I guess we were talking? I said you would just have to answer whatever questions I asked you. So, but I'm just going to ask you. Why don't you just tell us a little touch about Bryan, what he did, and some lives he impacted. Certainly, he's impacted lives today, and he's continued to do so. So, what you think?
Um, Bryan, he's always loved the outdoors. He started with his daddy in the tree stand, and his uncle, he hunted, and they started in a hunting club, running dogs, and hunting deer and turkeys and fishing and just any type of outdoor. He just loved it all.
Well, that's awesome, and it's perfect for Wildlife Action, but it's also perfect for you and your family. Speaking to his uncle earlier, all the times they enjoyed in the outdoors.
Right.
I guess we all need a mentor. For me, it happened to be my grandmother, of all people. She put me in the outdoors, and I've loved it ever since. So I think a lot of young people, or a lot of people, older people, develop that love and passion of the outdoors as a young person. And so it's super important, that you take your kids, put them in the woods, on the water, so they can understand and appreciate all this beauty God's given us to take care of. And so that happened to Bryan, and even, in his passing, he's helping do that with this particular hunt. And from my understanding, we're going to try to make this a annual event.
Yeah, we would love to.
Well, that would be
really
great.
Love to.
That would be great. We have typically we have about 10 hunts or so throughout the year for kids: ducks, deer, hogs, quail, and turkey. And that's not only here in Marion County. We do that in Horry County, Spartanburg, Washington, Georgia, Ackworth, Georgia, different places, Whiteville, North Carolina. So anybody in our viewing audience, that maybe doesn't have the experience or the access to land, through programs like this and sponsorships like this, we can help put your kids in the outdoors. Not just kids. Like I said, we have first responders, and November 5th, we're doing an exclusive military hunt. We've got some young men from the military who are in our community for a while, and we're going to do a hunt for them. December, the first week of December, we're doing a father-son type hunt, and it just goes on and on. So, if you're interested in the outdoors, please check out our Facebook and check out our website, wildlifeaction.com. and you too can get in the outdoors. I want to thank y'all so much for doing this for your family. Don't let me cut you off. Is there anything you want to add or say or do, or anybody you want to recognize?
We just appreciate all that y'all do, and I think Brian would really be proud. And we have a lot of family here with us. We're a really tight, close family, and as a matter of fact, his uncle Fenton, there's another cousin of Brian's that he took under his wing too, and so it means a lot.
Well, that's great. Well, hopefully on today's show we've got what 9 people out in the woods, eight or nine people out in the woods with their guide. So they're all going to try to do some self filming. Hopefully we'll have something to show you here on the show. Certainly we'll have some good footage of the outdoors. And we've had some really great people come in, and Mr. Jimmy Sawyer provided the meal for us and cooked for us. We got people here from Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina who are all put this hunt together and put this program together for the Kids of Wildlife Action, and for the friends and family of Mr. Bryan Barnhill. So you guys stick around. We'll be right back here, and we'll have a hunting episode. And hopefully at the end of this show, we're going to show you some nice animals that we were able to harvest through God's good grace. So stick around. We'll be right back here on Bunny's Cell. Water. Everybody here, thank y'all for coming to the Wildlife Action Hunt. Kind of started out as a youth hunt, and then we had a couple spots left, and we got some very good friends of ours from Florida who were in town, so it's kind of a youth, first responder, friends and family type of event. So, welcome, thank y'all, appreciate y'all coming. I hope you kids, when y'all leave here today, y'all thank y'all's family and friends for taking you out here to enjoy God's good creation that we're all fortunate to be a part of. This is a special hunt. This is the first hunt of the season. We'll kind of go over some safety and orientation stuff, and we'll put you out and tell you what to do and how to do it. But first off, just want to say I want to thank the Barnhill family for kind of sponsoring this event. This is a special event for us in that we want to recognize a young man, and certainly going to ask y'all to speak a little bit more on it. Bryan Barnhill. I know this whole crowd knows all about Barnhill, but maybe this crowd does not about Bryan. But Bryan was an exceptional outdoorsman, hunting, fishing, turkey, deer, everything's got the state record, in Horry County for the largest non-typical buck. And if you see this buck, I didn't even know they grew deer like that in South Carolina. It's pretty awesome. But there's some neat pictures over here. We're gonna, y'all take a look. We're gonna film some of this. We have a little, monthly television show that we do on the local access channel called Bunny's Tale, and want to speak to y'all a little bit about that and put it on there. And thank y'all for sponsoring this event and getting these kids to come and participate in this event. Going to go over a few things as far as safety goes. This property is part of it's owned by Wildlife Action, part of it's leased by Wildlife Action. But we got friends here from Florida, got friends here from Georgia, got landowners who partnered to put all this stuff together. And just want to thank everybody for coming out today. I feel like the first thing we ought to do is whoever might want to speak a little bit about Bryan, so we can make sure we get that filmed, and we want to know also just what this young man was about. I think it's exceptional, though, to know that he wanted to, he enjoyed hunting, and like most mature hunters, you enjoy a young person to see them hunt and take an animal, probably more so than even yourself. And so for y'all sponsoring this event and these kids to be able to participate in it, it's a big deal. And a lot of times on our hunts, we'll have about 11 of these throughout the year, and not only here, but Mr. Floyd, they do them in Georgia, they do them in Whiteville, North Carolina, they do them in Spartanburg, different places, and sometimes money is a limiting factor for these kids to come. And because of programs like yours, and because of programs like ours called Bunny's Pioneers, where we sponsor these kids to come, they don't ever have to worry about money not allowing them to be able to come out and do it. So thank y'all very much. But we would like to say something about Bryan and about this event, and if we want to hear what you got to say with it.
All eyes are on me for some reason.
Okay, looks like it's you.
When it comes to Bryan, there's so much you can say. You can't really sum him up. Bryan was an all-around great guy, and he would love nothing more than to see these guys in the outdoors, and especially the children. That's what made him happy. As happy as he was when he shot that 9 typical deer, he would be more happy to see a kid shoot anything, just be in the outdoors. Somebody else help me out here.
Yeah, he was just.
Mama, Daddy.
When you talk about an avid outdoorsman, when you talk about a well-rounded person, that suits Bryan Barnhill to a T. He loved to take children hunting, fishing, just, everyday activities. Just teach them about life. Hey, hey, you see that turkey just walk across that field? No, I missed that one, Bryan. He was over there. I saw him. He was 200 yards away. I saw him at the edge of the bank. That was Bryan. Everything he scoped riding down the road wasn't always the truck in front of him. It was what was out in that field. And that was when you speak of an avid outdoorsman and a good Christian guy, Bryan was a prime example. And how much more can you say about a man's integrity and his livelihood for not only outdoorsmen, but Jesus Christ himself than Bryan Barnhill?
Anybody else?
He started at a very young age with his daddy in the deer stand, and then with his uncle here in a hunting club, and his cousin, and he's just always, since he could walk, been outside and loved the outdoors and hunting and fishing and anything. He tried coon hunting one time, but he didn't like that too good. That weren't his deal. But anything else, he lived a fulfilled life for 33 years.
Well, it's a wonderful partnership and connection to Wildlife Action, because that's exactly what we're all about. We had a national board meeting this morning, and we were talking about protecting property in Horry County, because how it's growing up all around it, and the different chapter presidents were talking about the different events, and it was all about Mr. Floyd talking about all the different hunts that his chapters put on, and all the different events that we got going on. And we went over our camp numbers. We had over 300 kids come through camp this summer, learning about canoeing, archery, fishing, hunting, environmental education, as well as leadership, which is a key component of our system. So it's a wonderful partnership, and we're honored that you guys chose us to let us be a part of remembering him and sharing his knowledge and passion and love of the outdoors with young people and with us and everybody else. So thank you. You got something, Mr. Jimmy?
Yes, we appreciate everybody coming today. Frank and I burned the midnight candle for 2 weeks trying to make this hunt work. And if it doesn't work out, it's not going to be our fault. It's called hunting, not killing. So keep that in mind. But fortunately, I saw 2 bucks chasing 1 doe this morning at 9 o'clock, so they're on the move. And we've got some good ones on cameras. And like I said, we really put forth a lot of effort. But remember, safety is our #1 goal here. We don't want any child to get hurt. That's because we don't let them sit by themselves.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the show. I have with me one gentleman that I did not want to get away before he got a chance to be on this show. One of my all-time favorites, Dr. Randy Clayton.
Thank you, sir.
So welcome. Oh, glad you were here, and tell us about why you showed up this weekend. What's going on?
Well, I joined Wildlife Action for the benefit of my great-grandson, Terry Lee Treadway. He's 15 now. He just turned 15, and he has been coming, 5-6 years?
I guess it has been that long now.
Yes, time flies.
Comes to our summer camps and our youth hunts.
He does, and it has been, in my opinion, a very beneficial outing for him. He has learned a lot, and this young man standing here has done a world of good for him.
Thank you, sir. So today, he's on his deer hunt, but I know, was it last year or the year before he got his first deer with us?
He's gotten 5 deer since he started deer hunting, Frank.
All right.
Time flies, as you said.
It does.
And he's gotten a deer a year.
Well, all right. Hope you enjoyed today's program, everyone. As you saw, we had a lot of success. Lots of deer, like I see a lot of ducks and some other animals too. The kids all enjoyed themselves. We had a couple of mishaps, had a misfire and then a missed shot, but out of the 9 hunters, 7 of them saw deer, and we all had a really, really good time. I want to thank the Barnhill family for sponsoring a couple of the kids to come out to hunt with us, and certainly want to thank Anderson Brothers Bank and Marion Tire for sponsoring this episode. Anderson Brothers, everything y'all do for our communities, we appreciate you and hope you guys can show your gratitude to them for everything they do for all over the region. So, hope you enjoyed today's show and looking forward to the next one. Until then, check us out on our Facebook, check us out on our website, wildlifeaction.com, or give us a call, 843-464-8473. And until then, I'm Frank Oliver. We'll see you on the trail.